In Parchol, there was one time we were working with a client for an autonomous driving project, and the target was that we wanted to make sure that the car, when it made right turns, it was usually making very sharp turns, and we wanted to make those smoother. So to do that, if we talk about this process, the way we did that was, first I took the spec, right? So in this case, I had a client. So I tried to understand the whole process from them. I got the specifications. But usually what happens is sometimes the person who is dealing with the system doesn't necessarily think about it from a perspective of a third party, right? Because they're so deep into the process, a lot of those things are obvious to them. So one of the first things I did was I made sure that I understood this. I documented everything in detail and got an approval from the project manager that this is indeed what we were looking for. The next stage was to mock this. And the way I like to do this whenever it involves algorithms is to use some sort of a scripting language. Mostly I use MATLAB or Python. First of all, I created a Python simulation, which gave me an idea of exactly what the path stitching algorithm would look like. And of course, I did a lot of math beforehand, implemented that in Python, created a bunch of plots, and this is not at all plugged in the vehicle, right? I'm just looking at, will this logic make sense if I assume certain inputs? And once I was confident that yes, it indeed did make sense, I then went ahead and said, okay, let's now convert this Python code into C++ and plug it into the actual software. We have already talked about the spec stage, the mock stage with Python, the prototyping stage in C++, and then eventually it's put on the vehicle and we do some tests. And based on the tests, if the results that come in are in line with what we expect, then it can be launched. And if it's not, then it can't be launched. And eventually we launch this product.